So you may be aware I've been toying with the idea of using a buck converter as a cheap or very simple economiser. This is the one I started off using, which is a bit overpowered for what I needed really, and a bit large. It's capable of about 30 volts, 3 amps, so 90 watts. Not something I'm really going to use for a contactor. Um, so the original circuit worked really well. The savings were pretty huge, and it was stone cold. It just didn't even get warm. But it was a bit large and a bit over the top. So I've swapped over to a smaller one. When I say smaller, I mean a lot smaller. This is this is the one I've swapped over to. I was a little bit concerned about its size myself. It did seem really tiny. I've had them running for sort of 2-3 hours at a time, and they literally don't even get warm. I mean, not at all. You can't tell any difference between the chip and ambient temperature. So I've modified it exactly the same way as the previous one. The circuit was so similar. Uh, they all work along the sort of same ideas. So it was very simple. This one also was much better, this smaller one, because the resistors in the circuit lent themselves more to using a much smaller capacitor. The capacitor I had to use on this large one was huge relatively, whereas this one is a tenth of the size, the capacitor I'm getting away with using, which is quite good. So yeah, I mean, this circuit was just something I used for testing for different values of resistors and capacitors to get the hold voltage and the peak voltage correct and the duration. And I'm pretty much, I've got that sorted, and this is the result. I built a little board because I don't like bodging stuff. It's fine for testing and designing, but for use, things hot melted together and just relying on solder joints to hold them in place. I prefer something a bit more robust, should we say. So this is the final circuit anyway I've designed. Two economisers, we should call them, because it's what they are at the end of the day now. It's pretty basic. Literally, it's the addition of a resistor and a capacitor. It's a very, very simple circuit, as you can see, much like myself. Simple but effective. So let's show you this working. There's a contactor I'm driving from it. And more importantly, let me just turn that light off. That's better. Hopefully we'll get this right. Let me just try and hold that. Damn. Let's try that again. You can tell I prepared this well, can't you? Right, okay, there you go. You can see the voltage peaking when you first power it up. It's peaking around 10 volts there by the looks of it, and then drops down to the 2.5 volts for the hold voltage. So yes, very effective. It's doing exactly the job I asked of it. It's tiny, it's cheap, simple. Can't ask for any more really.